welcome to another edition of, what the fuck? Happenings in Mendham and such. Good enough. Yes. Anyway, trying times, as they say, and whatnot. But, and everything's just so, dead, on YouTube. And there's just no, can't really find rational humans, not in any abundance, a little rare bit here and there, but otherwise it's pretty bleak in terms of what there is to have a conversation with about anything like reality. Yeah. I watched part of an Anaconda VOD video. I should finish it, just to see if there was a punchline of some kind, but I doubt it. He was, again, defending his philosophy of giving everything the benefit of the doubt or something. Some kind of crap like that. Like there's some point in finding a kernel of truth in the 9 million lies. Somehow putting the kernels together and doing what? Like they add up to anything. Because they're just such little pieces. The substance of the picture is lost through the bullshit. It's a couple of little videos here and there that people have made, anti-natalist related, vegan anyway, that kind of stuff. But it's the, it's the whole deaf ears problem. And these are just seem like kind of reasonable, undeniable arguments about, the fact that we have no business, torturing and murdering 2 billion feeling creatures a week. Really is, disgusting. And nature itself is disgusting. And just to admit these truths, which seems to me that shouldn't require too much effort from a person. It's not asking too much. You just admit the truth. You want to make a rationalization or excuse and say God did it. Like, some asshole posted some comment on my crappy board. Just doing this whole defending God thing. It was just so silly because he premised it on, all the complexity of our world and blah, blah, blah. And, it's such a stupid argument. Let's create a creator to fix the problem of creation. I mean, God is a lousy answer to the how did it get here question. Because the obvious question is, how did God get here? And the whole forever thing is just too stupid. Oh, he existed forever. Oh, I see. And then he made a mess. The perfect thing exists forever and decides to make imperfect things for fun. Because it's perfect and it knows better, but it does it anyway. It can't make any sense out of this shit that people believe. So, so it's just faced with this dilemma of the hard cement that is the average brain and how to present conversation, argument, art, presentation of some kind of, pantomime, whatever it takes, to be able to have some sort of conversation that where there's some kind of rules of reasonableness. Again, Anaconda VOD seems an intelligent bloke, but yet he'll sit there and preach the reasonableness of a philosophy based on let's not be reasonable. Let's not follow the rules of rational thought and indulge in pretend on purpose, and let's make believe it's true, and I can't even make any sense out of it. But it doesn't get to the root of anything. the fundamental mechanism, which is just we're just a bunch of addicted little puppies seeking our rabbits to chase. And yes, some of us like brown rabbits and some like white rabbits, blah blah blah. But I mean, it's all the basically just chasers. And the question is whether you're small-brained enough to defend the silly games we play. And they are just so silly. So yeah, I don't even want to. It's just like it gets too. What's the point of having the conversation when people are just so backward-brained? They can even simple arguments like, well, maybe we shouldn't reward people for. At least maybe we shouldn't pay quite as much attention to the little silly sports accomplishments, and maybe we should pay a little more attention to accomplishments that actually improve the world for the people living in it and that kind of thing. But no, deaf ears. They elect as president somebody who has not spent one day of his life engineering or contemplating or working towards the betterment of the average human's life. Somebody tried to exploit people and steal their money and provide accommodations for the rich and famous, because those are the people you like to hang out with. But anyway, just they elect him president. What the hell? That qualifies you to be president, being a thief, a preposterous liar about even how much you've stolen. It's just amazing. In hindsight, you're just saying, how did we get this stupid? Human beings, how did this happen to you creeps? Monsters, disgusting creatures. So this is, so I'm just sitting here in that dilemma, and you see it everywhere. Like I said, I'm running into the same kind of brick walls when it comes to the science arguments. You can't reason these things out because people are just not. They don't reason their self into a philosophy. It's just another one of the addictions. It's their favorite, and once it's declared their favorite, they will just keep rationalizing excuses in defense, and it's really dismal. So anyway, so I keep doing what I'm doing. I mean, I got got the message board thing working pretty much, but even that, the internet's just so, it's so broken in so many ways, and you see it when like I said, there's all these spam bots that just keep creating fake accounts and trying to post gibberish, and none of this stuff should be legal. I mean, none of it should be stuff that people get away with. And it's all these little countries, the place we want to immigrate people from, where they do all of these little nasty things to make a buck. And, they sell out to the criminals. And, it's just it's, pitiful. But anyway, so it's up and running, but there's nobody paying any attention, so it's, again, difficult to get much going. The same players, the same small group of people do their best, and the rest do nothing. And if there even is a rest, sometimes you wonder. And everybody is a little bit segregated in their own little club of a branch of the philosophy or something like that. And so it's just really harsh to accept that this is the game we must play, the cards we are dealt in terms of trying to construct a hand, a strategy in the face of such brick walls. But there's no alternative. So even though we don't have proper guns and proper boots, we're in the we're in the trench, and there's not much option but to, throw your boots at them if that's all you got. And I guess that's how I'll attempt to go down. I'll go down throwing my boots at something. Because there's way too much at stake not to. But anyway, it is just a, I just think it would be the least of the problem would be, being able to make the argument, versus construct the argument. There just seems there should be a kind of process where, once you've established that you have an argument, then you're given a shot to make it, and it's a real opportunity, and the success or failure would be somehow fairly imposed, and no such system exists for all the important stuff in the world, like inheriting ownership of the entire capitalist system. No, let's not bother with earning it in fairness. And when it comes to the talking heads, who has a voice regarding what matters and what's important in the world, you don't got to earn that either. So, but anyway, to an extent, I guess there's some earning it in the sense that I guess you feed the idiots what they want to hear, but that's really a different agenda. I mean, the game of tell people what they want to hear versus the game of, make valid arguments regarding truth and what it is to be a human and alive and on Earth and all of that crap. So, anyway, so that's the lament. I've, made the lament video way too many times. I want to just get on to business, but it's just hard to get on to business until you can figure out how to create a boot slingshot or something. Make it somehow more effective. It just doesn't seem any point in just throwing boots. So yeah, the strategy becomes one of strategy. What's the strategy? How do I get myself in a position where I can make a shot? Not so much practicing shooting. Yeah. Well, anyway, enough analogies. Yeah, enough. So, it's just more of the same. So, I'm recovering. Again, the Lyme disease thing does fuck you up just because of the penicillin. So anyway, but I'm feeling better now, I think. Better than I was, so that's better. So I should be a little more competent. But I got a lot of writing to do, so I guess I'll be a distant, because I want to clean up the physics writing, and then I have to get to the writing on the subject of everything. Taking the cold physics and combining it with a fair and clean analysis of our circumstance, and conveying to people some understanding of exactly what they're imposing, the tremendous cost of their silly indulgence, of their fairy tale notions of accomplishment and rights and entitlements and all of that mush, in terms of imposing this horror. And that's what it comes down to. The defenders, excuse me, the defenders are the imposers. No difference. You defend it, you're one of them. You've signed up, to be blamable. And lots of blamables out there. Lots of bad people. I guess, that's all you can call them. I mean, because they do seem very obnoxious to reason. And the facts are just so glaring. And they just play their little nihilist, selfish, I'm important game. And so, yeah, you can't call this anything else. They suck. Shitty people. And can they be made less shitty? Can they acquire knowledge of their shittiness? I would think so. Yeah, so just have to do it better. Do it right. Got to play it to the right tune. Somehow that's what this all requires. It's just the right tune. It's like a little marching band. If they're playing the wrong tune, then everybody marches funny. But if they play the right tune, then everybody marches okay. Something like that. So I don't think there's anything I have to urgently mention. I watched a little bit of Paul's Ego. He's doing his Paul's Ego thing on Paul's Ego channel again, and Paul's an interesting person. Has a way about him. But man, I'm just so sick of these overgrown teenagers. I mean, it's I don't know. It's this 13-year-old potheads, walking around with their denim jackets with, the decals and the bullshit and, the marijuana leaf. And I mean, it's just so glaringly kind of desperate, I'm somebody because I smoke pot. It's always that silly. Look, I'm smoking pot. I'm somebody. It makes you somebody? Wow, that's interesting. It's just, it just looks kind of childish, and I nothing against pot smoking. I mean, but I mean, this every 15 minutes just doesn't make much sense, and just wearing it literally, as a tattoo. It's just so lame, But anyway, I mean, just who wants to do that? It's. I don't know. What was that old movie? With the two burnouts, Dude movie. I hate that term. Dude. Whatever it was. Bill and Ted's whatever adventure thing or something. It's just so stupid. I mean, that's the kind of thing that doesn't, it doesn't survive. What's the word they use for stuff like that? The stuff that is timeless. Versus the stuff that gets fucking lame. And it's just lame. And that's what it just reminds you of. It's like Valley Girls. These are like marijuana boys. Yeah, it's funny because you don't see girls getting heavy into this shit. Plenty of girls smoke pot, but they don't sit there and it's not like it's their favorite celebrity or something. I mean, it's just kind of funny that it seems only a male thing to be just kind of, I'm just totally in the culture. It's just too retarded. Well, it's just, it distracts me. So maybe I'm just gapped. And I've just lost all my coolness. And I just don't get how cool it is to be a 35-year-old pothead. But yeah, I couldn't see being a 25-year-old pothead. I mean, when I was back in the real world, that's when you figure out how this lifestyle just doesn't go with being a productive human. And these are all people that can afford to be you know, because their job isn't very demanding, you know, that entertainers. So, but anyway, drugs are bad. Okay, I mean, you know, I suppose that's underlying theme here is, you know, yeah, do it if you have to, but if you don't, hey, good for you. Yeah, because it's only going to get in your way. Odds are, it's not going to make you a better man. Odds are. So anyway, that's probably enough spoken. So yeah, I'm sure pissed off all the little potheads. Yeah, whatever. Done that before, so who cares? It's just funny. It's a recreation. It's a, you know, and they celebrate like it's a god. Very strange. Anyway, enough said. So, just keep doing what I'm doing, blah, 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 same old routine until I come up with a better routine. Working on stuff, and that's all I can do until, you know, something, you know, I got to try to make something happen. I do try to make things happen, but it's, you know, the world isn't really interested in having something happen to it. So far, no luck. But I will endeavor to persevere and such. So we'll see. Yeah. The future is not ours to see. Que sera, sera. You know, but you can't see it. You can see your grave and such. So yes. Anyway, yeah. There's just so many things. Anyway. So anyway, no. Till next time, such. So forth and whatnot. Hi.